So how can you give us suggestions how to deal with really smart people that are working for us?
There's a number of things. Number one, their number one concern is they would get bored.
Really fast,
we
actually.
put all of our guys on 3 projects at the same time, constantly context switching every week, even if they're little projects, just so they don't get bored. Secondly, they hate when their boss is an idiot. So they want the boss above them to be smarter than them or more experienced so they can learn. Learning is more important to them, again, than money. Constantly be learning. And the super nannies teach them EQ, which is the one thing they don't know. So they like learning that because it starts re-engineering and changing themselves. And they can see the results for it. And we have 7 different ways of teaching them EQ.
Okay.
But only 70% of the prodigies are capable of changing themselves. The other 30% are so stuck in a cycle, they're not smart enough to change themselves, and we have to let them go. They
do you find them
flake out of probation.
I was going to say, do you figure them out fairly quickly, or does it take some time?
Some we figure out in the initial interview. Some it takes 6 months to figure out.
Okay.
Other things is just a sense of fairness. They want to be treated fair for what they do and what they contribute. They like to quantify things that people normally don't quantify in a business situation. And they feel better if mathematically in their head they know they're treated fairly and appreciated for the meaning of what they do.
So
they need to be on a mission.
Reward-wise, how do you compensate or reward a highly intelligent individual?
Well, actually the normal rewards of, let's give them a vacation or a prize or whatever,
right.
They see through all of that because they realize the value add cost of it. And they say, why don't you just give me the money for it? And I'll decide what prize I want to buy myself, because they're smart people.
Right.
So for them, the reward is more recognition. Maybe they get the credit or their name ends up on the product or they end up on the website to be recognized as being great at what they do. And the second example I'll give is, let's say 3 people work on a project and the other 2 didn't pull their weight and you ended up doing half the work. And you were able to prove to me, because we track everything, you did half the work. That meant I was minus 16% unfair to you and plus 8% extra fair to the others, because I paid you all 33 1/3. Once I prove that and I give you a 16% raise for the same number of hours on the next project, it means I've load balanced your unfairness through 0. So you're good with me by the end of the second project, because in your mind, you're back at 0 fairness.
Wow. And you're constantly figuring this out with the people you're working with.
And we have our own court system where people can argue and appeal their unfairness points.
I'd like to see that court.
It works wonderfully well because people actually, once you start putting a number on it, it just becomes math, and they're very comfortable with math.
Walter O'Brien's joining us, scorpioncomputers.com. It's scorpioncomputerservices.com and
conciergeup.com.
That's it. Both of the services are available for you to go check out.